Okay, I'm Butch, and this is a story about an incident that happened when I was in Vietnam that I found really unusual and eye-opening, and I was 22 at the time. And what this is about is our payment currency that we got when we were in country. Anyway, when we arrived in country, we were asked and told to turn over our greenbacks, and they would be replaced with MPC, which stands for military payment currency, in the same amount. Like, say, if we had $57, then we were given $57 in MPC. And the reason that they did this is because the greenbacks, or American dollars, were worth a lot of money in the black market and in Vietnam, and there was a huge black market operation going on, so it was very corrupt. And they wanted to keep that money out of the system. So, one day, I think I'd been there probably 8 months, in the morning, after we got up and we were told that that day between 8 and 11, we needed to turn in our MPC and get totally new MPC, because that money was now being used in the black market, and they wanted to do away with it. And by everybody exchanging it and getting totally new money with totally different pictures on it, it would render all the MPC out there in the wrong hands useless. So we all did that. And when we were in the process of doing this, a friend of mine said, "Well, we're going to get hit tonight." And I go, "Really? How do you know?" And he goes, "Because we're really making a mess of it, of their monetary situation now, and it's gonna really piss them off." So I said, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." He says, "Undoubtedly, it's going to happen. It happened before when they did it. It's going to happen again." And so I thought, well, that's really messed up, because we're supposed to be here fighting for these people.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, but Papa San's going to come in from the field, and Mama San's going to tell him that that wad of bills he's got in his pocket is now worthless." Okay, And sure enough, there was, that night, all over South Vietnam, there was major attacks everywhere. And it's like, it was as though anybody that wasn't a North Vietnamese or Viet Cong kind of jumped on the bandwagon, because they felt that the Americans had screwed them over.
Yeah.
And so they all got into the act. And when that happened, I realized that our involvement there, there was a lot wrong with it. And it, obviously, I'm 45 years ago this happened, and I still remember it very clearly. So it stayed with me the whole time, and it's something that a lot of people don't realize. There's a lot of stories about Vietnam that are not good by any means, and of course, the way it ended, and our involvement there was after 58,000 Americans were killed, and I have no idea how much money was spent and how many hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese were killed, and the destruction of the vegetation there with Agent Orange and everything else. And then at the end, the South Vietnamese army, which was the best equipped army in Asia, because we supplied them with everything and trained them, decided they didn't want the war and basically walked away. And so, you know, this is just another example of needless, senseless wars that we've been involved in, and it's unfortunate that we can't learn.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Thank you.